Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. It took both Wenatchee police and firefighters to bring an assault suspect into custody on Tuesday. A shop clerk who chased an alleged shoplifter Tuesday night in East Wenatchee found himself struck with a rock for his trouble. Normal early spring weather expected the next couple of days with much warmer temperatures coming our way this weekend. Your local weather forecast is coming up. Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority commissioners discussed establishing a brewery and craft district in downtown Wenatchee during a board meeting yesterday. A design feasibility study by architectural firm Forte Architects was presented to commissioners at the meeting and proposed the site for the development at 25 South Columbia Street at the intersection of Orondo Avenue and South Columbia Street. The proposal suggests constructing a complex of 3 buildings with a connecting exterior patio facing towards Orondo Avenue. The design feasibility study showed that the 3 buildings would offer a unique array of rental spaces to interested tenants. Moving forward, the commissioners say they will continue developing designs with the architectural team. Columbia Elementary School and 2 middle schools will continue to see large declines in enrollment, according to projections made by school planning consultant Davis Demographics. At yesterday's Wenatchee School Board meeting, consultant Marcy Horner presented resident student forecast data that showed Columbia decreasing in student population by 30% by 2028. The data showed Columbia Elementary can hold 666 students, but the school's enrollment is 341 students, which makes the school's utilization rate 51.2%. For students who live within the boundary, Columbia's utilization rate is 49%.
When you're seeing utilizations really below 70% is a little bit cause for concern. Seeing several below 60% and one at 49% is a really low utilization rate, and it does show that your buildings are not being utilized.
Horner also presented data that showed Orchard Middle School decreasing in enrollment 15.1% and Pioneer Middle School decreasing by 27.6% in 5 years. It took both Wenatchee police and firefighters to bring an assault suspect into custody on Tuesday. Police say a 41-year-old man was sought for allegedly pistol whipping another man 1 day earlier in the 1400 block of South Wenatchee Avenue. When police approached about 10 a.m., the suspect allegedly tried to flee down a steep hillside, which led him to tumble down the slope along with multiple officers. To retrieve him, police called the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department to bring a crane and lower a litter down to the site. The man was checked for injuries and jailed, and police say they recovered a BB pistol they believe was used in the original crime. He faces possible charges of assault and resisting arrest. The Brave Warrior Project, a local nonprofit dedicated to supporting individuals and families affected by developmental disabilities, has purchased a new building. The nonprofit recently received a grant for just over $1 million from a Washington State Services account established in the memory of a disability advocate, Dan Thompson. The nonprofit has used the funds to purchase their new building at 125 Easy Street. Brave Warrior plans to renovate the space and use it to expand its current range of services and support for local individuals.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today and let's find your happy place.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
As Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Lake Chelan Sports is the place to find top brands like Hoka, On's, Patagonia, and now a full line of Warrior products. With excellent customer service, Lake Chelan Sports has what you need.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
So you may have heard the latest trend, shrinkflation. Companies are making products smaller and decreasing the quality of their ingredients. Well, at Abby's, we're going the opposite direction. We're sticking with the same plan that's worked since 1964. For a real value, head to Abby's. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
When we come back, a fugitive from Wenatchee police from Wenatchee police allegedly waded into the Columbia River and refused to come out for a brief time yesterday. NCW Libraries is celebrating National Library Week by sharing their goals for the future. A shop clerk who chased an alleged shoplifter last night in East Wenatchee found himself struck with a rock for his trouble. And the city of Leavenworth recognized State Senator Brad Hawkins on Tuesday for his continued work to address affordable housing challenges. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News. A fugitive from Wenatchee police allegedly waded into the Columbia River and refused to come out for a brief time on Tuesday. 25-year-old Devin Durrell Copeland was sought on a warrant from 2023, charging him with selling methamphetamine as well as lesser offenses. When police encountered him Tuesday afternoon near Hale Park, he allegedly fled north on foot and finally climbed down into the river beneath the W.T. Clark pedestrian bridge. Police summoned a Chelan County Sheriff's patrol boat in case a rescue was needed, but Copeland eventually returned to land and was arrested. NCW Libraries is celebrating National Library Week by sharing their goals for the future. The Board of Trustees announced their 2024 through 2026 strategic directions to better meet community needs and customer service. Some of the directions include increasing awareness and use of library services, reimagining and strategically updating spaces, and fostering an environment where everyone feels welcome. The other directions also aim to strengthen organizational health and maximize the community's investment through evaluating their community impact and pursuing opportunities for innovation and improvement. NCW Libraries says the strategic directions will serve as a guide for the board and staff over the next 2 years. A shop clerk who chased an alleged shoplifter Tuesday night in East Wenatchee found himself struck with a rock for his trouble. East Wenatchee police say at the Ninth Street 7-Eleven about 5:45 p.m., a 21-year-old man tried to make off with a 12-pack of beer, a soda, and 2 bags of chips without paying. The clerk pursued him out of the store, and during the chase, the alleged thief hurled a rock that struck the clerk in the leg. Police arrested the suspect, who faces possible charges of robbery and assault. The clerk was treated by EMTs and returned to work. The city of Leavenworth recognized State Senator Brad Hawkins on Tuesday for his continued work to address affordable housing challenges in the tourism-dependent community. The city council passed a resolution of appreciation for Hawkins' work, including a $1.3 million state allocation this year toward an affordable rental housing project. In 2022, a bill pushed by Hawkins allowed the city to tap into sales tax to help develop affordable housing infrastructure. Mayor Carl Floria has said that assistance is crucial while Leavenworth struggles with home prices that are out of reach for most people working in the city. Coming up next, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office will soon adopt body cameras using funds from a federal grant. More on that in tonight's feature story. Slightly warmer than normal temperatures expected the next couple of days before we see a big warm up this weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office will soon adopt body cameras using funds from a federal grant, the last police agency in the Wenatchee Valley to do so. Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown completed a program to equip all his officers with cameras in 2022. Now in his last month steering the department, Crown, who retires June 14th, told NCW Life News the cameras are just one change in the way law enforcement interacts with the public since he started his career 33 years ago.
One of the things that you brought on board, and many departments have adopted this, is body cameras, body-worn cameras for recording encounters between police, the public, investigations, that kind of thing. What do body cameras do for a department? What kind of advantages do they bring?
I think one thing is you always look for opportunities for public trust, transparency, and how you do your business. Body-worn cameras is absolutely one of those mechanisms that help you achieve that. It's kind of an open book. It is also a way of representing evidence in a courtroom that is second to none. It gives context, but not all of it. You have to be aware of that, and yet also attorneys, both for the defense and for the prosecution, have to be aware of that. And it's not the end-all be-all, but it certainly is a very useful tool in that respect for court. I think it is a useful tool for the officers, that any sort of complaint that's lodged against them is captured on video. It changes behavior. It changes the behavior of the suspect, knowing that they're being videotaped, and it also changes the behavior slightly of the officer too, is knowing that this whole thing is being recorded. So I think it's beneficial in several aspects.
Speaking of behavior, I don't know if it was commonplace in the 1990s when you were on patrol, but behavioral health is now something that police have to take into account and use as kind of a tool in their toolbox. How has that changed? What kind of role does behavioral health play in policing now?
And the best possible way of dealing with that is to work further up the stream before you have a more crisis type event, is to work with the individual further up the stream and get them the resources that they need. And sometimes that's medication, sometimes that's counseling. All of that is more important in the early intervention versus when somebody is literally in crisis and causes either a crime, there's other victims involved, families become frustrated, and I think that's really what our community struggles with right now, and there's a ton of criticism about that with our service providers. And I'll be the first to admit is that law enforcement is woefully ill-prepared. We are a point in time. We are not case managers, and we can't continue to follow somebody longer term. And that's an extreme frustration, is that we continue to deal with the same people over and over again, and we don't really have the facilities to put them in.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Wednesday, and boy, today a lot like we've seen the last couple of days this week. Some high cloudiness out there, a little bit of breezy conditions, and temperatures about where they should be for this time of year. Beautiful shot looking back at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera, and yeah, nice spring day. Things are greening up out there nicely, and boy, blooming. Everything's blooming right now in the Wenatchee Valley. All right, our forecast as we make our way through today and into Thursday. As I mentioned, it's really not going to change that much. Expect pretty much normal early spring weather. We're going to be more into the low to mid 60s for our temperatures getting you into Thursday. But yeah, we're going to see more kind of that filtered sunshine, light winds too, and temperatures about normal. And that's what we had today as our unofficial high temperature here in the Wenatchee Valley. Topped off today at around 61 degrees, and that, as you can see, pretty much normal for this time of year. 60 is where we should be. Boy, beautiful day back in 1968. 77 degrees, the record high. 36 this morning, 39 is normal, and 29 our record low temperature, and that was set back in 2010. Sunrise this morning, 6:21, and the sun sets tonight at 7:44. All right, as we make our way into the end of this week, tomorrow's temperatures 64 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 63 in Quincy, 61 for Ellensburg, and then a string of 62s from Wenatchee through Entiat into Chelan, about where we should be for this time of year. 58 Lake Wenatchee, and 60 the high temperature tomorrow in Leavenworth. And we're going to see some more of those just thin high clouds out there. Tonight we can expect high clouds once again. That will continue. Just a bit of a ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest right now. We will be mild tonight. We've been in the 30s tonight, though. I think we'll stay in those low 40s with that cloud cover out there tonight. For Thursday, mostly cloudy skies, and it's mainly from this area of low pressure that's just off the Pacific Northwest coast. Here's a cold front associated with it. It's going to bring a few showers into western Washington tomorrow. Not so much here, with highs, as we mentioned, in the low 60s. For Friday, we'll call it partly cloudy skies as low pressure then moves into the Great Basin area. But the good news for us, it's going to grab that desert air and move it right into Washington State. So get ready for a warm up. Low to mid 60s on Friday, and then for Saturday, we will have a beautiful start to our weekend. Sunny skies and warmer. Talking high temperatures near 70, high pressure in the Pacific, and this area of low, bringing that warm air up our way. By the time we get into the end of the weekend, though, things change a little bit. Windy conditions all through central Washington. We will stay on the warm side on Sunday with that wind, with highs once again right around that 70-degree mark. And then our weather will change once again, getting into the first part of next week. Partly cloudy skies. Notice our high pressure moved north, and that's going to bring some cooler northwest air into our area. Talking highs on Monday, only about 60 degrees, and then moving you into Tuesday and the end of our forecast, partly cloudy, and we'll call it pretty much seasonal as far as temperatures go, with highs right around 60 degrees. All right, taking a look at that 7-day forecast, we will drop down to 43 overnight tonight. A mix of clouds and sun for Thursday and Friday. High temperatures in the low 60s, lows mainly in the low 40s. And then look at this weekend, especially Saturday, sunny and warmer. High temperature near 70, and then some wind moves our way both Sunday and Monday. A big cool down around Monday too. High temperature only at 60 degrees, and for Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high temperature then also at around 60 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCW Life Evening News continues right after this.
Now is a great time to get an offer you'll love on the Accord Hybrid and CR-V Hybrid. Inventory is here, so bring on the fun, bring on the weekend getaways, bring on the memories. And get a great offer on a Honda, named the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
And a happy Wednesday to you. It's been a while since we've been able to start with the Kraken, so let's do so. Philip Grubauer earned the 22nd shutout of his career as the Seattle Kraken beat the Arizona Coyotes 5-0 last night. It was Grubauer's second shutout of this season as he stopped all 39 shots he faced. Newcomer to the Kraken, Shane Wright, started the scoring just seconds into the contest.
Did not get all of that one. Jaden Schwartz to the corner. Gunther, the rookie, picked off by Seattle's Shane Wright. Forward lines, defense pairings, top of your screen. Shane Wright sneaks it home. Thank you, Emerald Queen Casino. Thank you, Shane Wright. And the Kraken are off and running with 18:52 left in period one. Bjorkstrand to the outside of Josh Brown. Lays it back for Schultz. Out in front of Chip doesn't work. Burakovsky scores! A Berkey bullet on the short side. Power play goal. Carcone leads a breakout. Michelli all alone. Stopped by Grubauer. 2-on-1. Bjorkstrand with Schultz who has it. He scores! That's hockey, baby. Perfectly executed 2-on-1. To get it to the boards. Gunther kicked out. Right off the goalpost, and Grubauer comes up big with a recovery save. They work it back. Moser, a shot taken by Dursey. Stopped twice. Grubauer 3 times. Maybe the post. Resets it. Out in front. Grubauer cleans it up. McBain stopped by Grubauer. Hits a support. Gord goes barreling into Zuber. He gets it. Across. They score! Brandon Tanev on the weak side. It's turbo time. 4-0 Seattle. Puck is available. Bjorkstrand's on it. A reset. Alexiak now Borgen. A shot. They score! Beniers out in front. Borgen from downtown. It comes out to center. 3 seconds left. That's Kraken hockey, baby. Shutout number 2 this season and the 22nd in the NHL career of Philip Grubauer.
Seattle's back home tomorrow night to host San Jose at 7 o'clock. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, George Kirby is the latest Seattle Mariners starting pitcher to get shelled in a start as Toronto beat the M's 5-3 yesterday. Kirby lasted just 4 innings while allowing 5 runs on 8 hits to see his record fall to 1-2 on the season. George Springer was the first J hitter to strike pay dirt in the top of the 3rd inning.
Eventually gets a base hit. Varsho had to break back. He's making the turn. The throw comes into second, and he will score. Here comes pitch number 55 of the night. And it's launched to left. And this one is gone. Bo Bichette with his first of the season into the second deck and left, and it is 3-0 for the Blue Jays. This is well hit, right center field, and that's going to get down and split the outfielders and score Biggio with ease. It'll be a double for Kiner-Falefa, and it is 4-0. Didn't that surprise you the first time you heard that? George Springer lines one into right for a base hit. Kiner-Falefa around third, and he'll come in to score. Second consecutive RBI single for Springer.
1 out, 2 on. Couldn't get anything done. That's hit well left field. A lot of carry. That thing's getting out of here. Dump can zone.
He has some pop.
Third home run of this young season, RBI number 6. Show us the chef's kiss, if you will. There it is. And again, loud, Mike, off the barrel.
First thing is he gets ahead in the count, and then he gets a fastball that he can handle almost 400 feet going the other way. Exit velo of 106.
3-2 pitch. Deep to left. It's high. It's far and gone. Mitch Haniger, 2-run homer. And the Mariners creeping back into this game. It's a 5-3 lead now for Toronto in the 8th. For Mitch Haniger, home run number 2, RBIs 5 and 6.
And had a double in the 9th inning as well.
One hopper to second. And they turn it and they win it.
Seattle was trying to salvage the final game of the series earlier today at Rogers Center before heading back home to face the Chicago Cubs at T-Mobile Park on Friday night. Yesterday's loss sent Seattle into a last-place tie with Houston in the American League West, both with 4-8 records. The Astros fell to Kansas City in 10 innings 4-3. Oakland edged Texas 4-3 to climb into third place behind the Rangers and Angels. Los Angeles fell to Tampa Bay by a final of 6-4. Eastmont handed Davis its first loss in the Prep Boys soccer season last night as the Wildcats won it 2-1, trailing 1-0 at halftime. Edgar Leon and Aaron Leon came through with second-half goals to give Eastmont the victory. Wildcats move into first place all alone in the Big Nine at 6-0, while Davis drops to 5-1. Wenatchee was also victorious last night, downing Eisenhower 3-0. The win improved the Panthers' record to 3-3 in Big Nine play as they prepare to face Eastmont Friday at 7 o'clock. We'll have that live here on the NCW Life channel. Other soccer action last night. Ephrata edged Ellensburg 2-1. Quincy caught Kashmir 3-1. Cascade dominated Omak 9-0. Manson beat Bridgeport 2-1. Brewster blanked Liberty Bell 1-0. Okanagan peppered Pateras 4-0. Tenasket topped Oroville by a final of 4-0. In prep baseball yesterday, Wenatchee edged Eisenhower 3-2. Eastmont beat Davis 6-3. Tri-Cities Prep outlasted Ephrata 15-8. Kittitas blew out Cascade 28-1. Quincy got by Kashmir 8-7. Okanagan topped Tenasket 3-2. Liberty Bell 10-run Brewster 13-3 was the final in that one. Well, the Eastmont girls softball team split a non-league doubleheader with Chiawana yesterday, winning the opener 4-2, dropped the nightcap 9-8. Wenatchee stopped Eisenhower 17-10. Ephrata swept Sela 21-13 and 28-3. Kashmir down Quincy 20-7. Manson topped Cascade 19-9. Republic and Oroville combined for 95 runs in 2 games, with the Tigers coming out on top 28-15 and 36-16. Brewster beat Liberty Bell 19-4. Okanagan topped Tenasket 14-6. Wenatchee improved to 5-3 on the boys prep lacrosse season with a 14-7 win at Chiawana last night. They'll be on the road again Friday at Kamaikan at 7 o'clock, then home Saturday at 6 to host East Valley. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
It's back for the 6th consecutive year here at the Pybus Public Market. Sustainable NCW is putting on the Earth Fair 2024. Marlene and Betsy will be my guest. Food, music, recycles, learn about how to protect this planet, because it's the only one we got, on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@NCWLIFE.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.